Hello, welcome to another episode of Free Code Friday. My name is Jason Bach, and today I am going to continue on trying to get the engine to work with a real program or calling a pseudo program based on some of the code that's on the documentation site. So, got close yesterday, yesterday from when I actually recorded the last episode, which was there should be a test down here. Yeah. So this was showing that, if I got 2, 3, and 4, then I got 0, 1, and 2, and the counts are there, and everything works. So that was actually really cool. There's one change I wanted to do real quick, which is I added the videos. I don't watch the whole thing all the way through, but I'll kind of step through real quick just to get kind of the touch points of what I'm doing. And I noticed in execute here that okay, hold on. I'm doing two things in my head. I'm reading a to-do, and which is for each var line and lines values, where count is greater than 0. There's no point in bringing in lines that actually aren't going to be part of the solution. And that works. See, this, I bring points up all the time, but this is a perfect point where I do something like this and I can run tests and I have confidence that, not that everything is still perfect or that it ever was perfect, but that what I didn't break expected behaviors. So again, basically what I'm just saying here is only do the lines where the count is greater, and that actually takes out of this if statement because that would never happen anymore. So let's just do that. Run the test again. All right, good. So it's the same thing. Either the check would be as an if statement or the check would be there. And technically, I should make a just to be correct. A lot of these probably should be like new big integer that, new big integer that, but maybe at some point I'll clean all that up. The thing I got distracted about here was this to do, which is we should never come out of the for loop without executing a line of code. So how would I do that? Let's say var did execute code is equal to false, and then true. Now this is something that will be hard to test because the whole point of what I'm trying to do, this should just never happen. And I guess the thinking around that then is, should I really even have this in here? Is that necessary? I'm starting to think no. Let's just take that out. Hopefully I'll have enough tests to, I think cover the cases where I end up coming through. If I do run into a case where I unexpectedly don't execute a line of code based on my number that I picked, then we'll throw that in there. Though that really should be then handled somewhere else as tests, I guess. I think that's my thinking around that right now. All right. So if I come back over here, let's bring up the danger mouse site again. And I can do print probably at this point. That. The thing I really want to try to do is this one. So I've got defer N1, N2, N2, N3, print, bottles of beer on the wall. So I do need to do again, but I will do again after I can do 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Let's actually try to do a pseudo program. Okay, so we're going to zoom in on this. And the next thing I'm going to add here is oh, did I just... Yeah, okay. Keep forgetting to switch that on my... This will just be called dub sharp. And this will have as a dependency the project runtime. Okay, so what we want to have here is add a class for now. This will eventually go away. 99 bottles of beer generator. Okay. This is just meant to be a true like hack. Oh, thank you, Visual Studio, for doing an unexpected thing. And okay, I'm curious, what unexpectedly just happened? Can you tell me? Oh, no, you can't. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Could you tell me like what actually happened? That'd be a good thought. Fine, let's just... Sure. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And does this actually have... Yeah, it does. Okay, got that. Let's do our edits correctly. So we want to use lang version latest. Core app is okay. Assembly name, root namespace, blah, blah, blah. I guess I don't need company in there. That's kind of... console app that drives the runtime. Good enough for now. Okay. Yes. Ooh. Yellow flag. Oh, I could update to 19.2. And also Blazor. But Shiny is not going to distract me. What I want... That's nice. You can't start a class name with 90 with a number. I forgot about that. Fine. 990. Oh, you're not going to give me the... And I think what I need to do, if I remember right, is I'm going to pass in the immutable list of lines as the first thing. So internal immutable list of line generate. And this has got to be static. Okay, so what we need to do is do a var builder is equal to the immutable create, where's the builder? Create builder of a line type. And then we're going to do return builder dot to immutable. Okay, so we want to generate the lines here. Okay, so the first line is going to have an action that basically says, this is like literally the first time I've ever coded in my own compiler, builder.add new line. You have an identifier of 1, counts 1, right? New big integer. No, 1. Thank you. And then I need a new action. No, okay, I can pass in actions. And here's where I'm going to be giving it some code, right? One too many. There we go. Okay, so that's actually good. All right, so the first thing I need to do is say if not actions.defer of actions does line exist of 4 or actions dot n of 1 is less than actions of n2 or n2 of n3 So that's all the, if you don't defer, then what you need to do is actions.print, and here's a string. Now, stop. We're going to do, and we're just going to kind of do it the way you see it here. N1 plus, come on. I could do this as a interpolated string, but that's not the way, you know, that doesn't understand that, plus actions of n1. I'll just do a plus of that. Okay, so that'll print that. And that's it. That's all the first line does, right? I'm kind of excited. And I'm scared too. Okay, second one is defer to and otherwise n1 equals n2. And that's all the conditional is here. Okay, and then what do we do? Take one down and pass it around. Okay. Builder add the third line. And this is just 4, 2, 3. And then we print that. I'll fix that when I put it in the code. And it feels a little verbose because I put the actions in here as actions, you know, really could be A or whatever. And that's it for that one, right? 4 or n2 and n3. And then the last line here, which would be 4, is I just need to do 3 things here. Actions, update the count on line 1 of 98 to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so then here we come to our program generator, and we don't need args yet, so I'm going to take that out. I'm going to say var lines is equal to 99 generate. Okay. Then we're going to say var engine is equal to new execution engine. passing in my lines, passing in a new secure random, because that should be spackle, very good, and then console dot out, engine, execute. Why am I like nervous? Why am I nervous for this? Make that the startup. No better time like the present. Yes, it didn't work. So, holy crap. That's not good at all. Okay. If it worked on the first time, I would not trust it, right? It would just be like, no, that's not wrong. So, okay, let's first go through this. Make sure that we actually have it right. So I'm deferring if does line exist 4? Does the count less than 2, the count less than 3? Otherwise, print the action. Does 4 exist? And 2. Does 3 exist? And 4, 2, 3. The print should be pretty basic. What I have the feeling is that this is not being removed from the list. But here's the fun part, is I can actually debug this. So, crap, we're going to have to go back here and debug. And basically, let's put a breakpoint here. And then what I can also do is put breakpoints actually in here, here, there, because I'm going to be coming into these methods anyway. So, okay. No, no, no. Stop. That. Okay. Now let's figure out what's going wrong here. And so I've got generated of 2. Okay, so, and the current line count is 4, which makes sense. Okay, so it's going to do the second line. Right? It should do the second line. So the first one it's going to skip over. Okay. And then the second line is going to come in. What? Oh, yeah, duh. Sorry. Sorry. My brain fried there for a second. So we go into line of code. And what it should say is what we actually should be doing is deferring, right? We should be deferring, and we should be looking at does line execute. 4. Okay, so that does count is greater than 0. So it does exist. What we pass in is we should defer because 4 existed. So we should defer, and we come out of the loop. And we don't decrement the count, which is correct, and we break out. Our line count should still be 4. Okay. We generate another number. That's 0. So that should be the first line now it's going to execute. And it does. And I'm okay with this now, and I think true. It doesn't do that, comes through here, and we break out. What I really need is for the number to be generated, which is a 3. So until I get a 3, I'm never going to... I don't know how I can actually break on that. Well, we know we never exit. Okay, so wait a minute. Let me just remove all the breakpoints. Let's come here. And then let's come back to our generator. This is the line that we really care about, right? That's where we want to see action happen. So let's run this. And we get there. Okay, so it is doing that. That's good. So run the line of code there. And we say update the count for 1. Let's just step into it and make sure it's doing the right. And it is. It's gonna update our collection, which is the right thing. Return a new line based on the new count with the new code. Now, we should not... Crap, that's not right. Oh, that's the problem. That's the problem. Before the break here, I should always be resetting it. Let's run our test first. Cool. I actually have in Spackle a way to say, basically flip a value to a value and then set it back to what it originally was, but I think this is the only case that I need to care about. Is when you finally get to executing the line of code, is always set it back to false. There we go, baby. There we go. And I'm not going to sing. They went out and pass around. That is sweet. Actually, I mean, I'm just kind of, I'm just glancing at this, but it definitely seems to, of course you could have the if, well, how, if it's that, then do bottle, otherwise bottles. There's one bottles of beer on the wall, but that freaking works. I'm actually getting a happy feeling right now. It's just because, I still have the hard part of actually parsing this code here, but the engine does what I want it to do. Okay, so let's come here and say 9A bottles works. Push that. And then what I'm actually going to do is I got to take a break because I need to go get lunch. I'm actually a little shaky. And then I got to figure out what to do with the Fibonacci sequence here. Because there's an again here, but then there's a defer here. And this is interesting. 2 is basically going to do whatever the count of n1 is. You increment 3 and you increment 7. The rest of these should be okay, but there was something up here that basically said combination of compound statements, because these are the compounds. So I have to implement again. Okay, let's put my list here. Implement again as an action. Execution. Action. And then write Fibonacci pseudo program. I'm going to do that when I get back as another episode and see if I can get that to work. Because then if I get these two to work, I am, then I can actually probably say the engine is complete. You give it lines, and as long as, the lines compile the way you're supposed to do them, it'll work. And that actually gives me some confidence. So I can do that, and then I can actually start doing what I think is going to be the hard part, which is doing compilation of these lines of code. But another cool step has been done, in my opinion. Very, 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 very happy with this. So I'm going to stop right now, go get some lunch. And when I come back, we'll do what I just said. So that's all I'm going to do right now. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments and questions down below. See you in the next episode.